Hey, welcome back to No Hype Beer Reviews. Unless it's your first time, then welcome. Please consider subscribing. If you do, hit the notification bell, get all the updates. Good thing I'm all torso and I'm tall, so I can actually see over this box, but I'm going to put it on the ground anyway. New brewery to me and to the channel. Well, obviously, if it's new to me, it's new to the channel. Woodland Farm Brewery. And they're out of the Utica, New York area, which is kind of cool for me. I'm going to put it on the ground now. Because I actually lived there when I was either like one, or from born to one, or actually when I was still in my mom's belly. So my dad, it was his senior year. I'm trying to like multitask, cut and talk. I'll just talk first. I know, don't bore us, get to the chorus, but I got some stuff to say. So yeah, it was my dad's senior year in college, and we lived there. And yeah, I don't know if I was actually born yet or not, because it was, he graduated in May and I was born in May, after when graduation would be. But anyway, the story was, and I should have just asked one of my parents before I filmed this, a better beer tuber would have, because the story is that my first beer tour was it would be like the Matt's Utica Club, maybe at the time was the name, early 80s. And yeah, I just don't know if I was in my mom's belly when they toured it, or if I was a newborn baby touring it. So that's kind of like my first exposure to beer. I went to a brewery when I was pretty young. They are like present day like Saranac. If you're not from the area, I'm sure you've heard of Saranac. So anyway, so they reached out and they're like, hey, we'd like to send you some big old, I'm trying to remember how they worded it, big old barrel aged beers and some other goodies. And like on their website, they do, it's a farm brewery, which I love. I love that. And they do everything from lagers all the way up to barrel-aged beers and beers that taste like beer. And if you watch my channel a lot, I like a lot of different styles of beer. And but there is something about beer having a quote-unquote beer taste in it holistically. So I really like their mission statement is a short version of that. And because Utica and Albany are relatively close, like they sent it yesterday and got here today, so that was really rad. I want to get to Utica, actually. I drive by it sometimes going to my dad's cottage, and I'm like, man, I should really stop in and kind of check it out, so all the more reason to do that. All right, so looks like we got 6, and they are bottles, and they are a nice size. I'll put it that way. Just show us. All right. So, Woodland Farm Brewery, like I said, already. I read the first 2 words, but besides the name of the brewery, which I already knew. I read the first 2 words and I'm already excited. Double barrel. Bergian. Barrel-aged barley wine. Come on. Our golden barley wine. A golden one. Nice. Was first aged in Black Button Distilling rye whiskey barrels for 4 months. Black Button is a New York distillery, and I've had a decent number of their things. I want to try more. I've had gin from them. I had their Irish cream. Maybe a vodka too. I think, if I remember correctly too, their gin I had used New York State hops as some of the botanicals, which was really nice. So 4 months in those, and then used rum barrels for over a year. 16% ABV. I'll read the side probably when I go to review the beer. And so I said the Utica area. They are technically out of Marcy, New York, just to give you the proper location. All right. Running on emptiness, barrel-aged, strong ale. This one's also 12%. This experimental blend has been 2 years in the making. It started with a portion of our anniversary wee heavy aged in rye whiskey barrels for a year. These barrels were then blended with our LB Lives, so I have to look up what that is, barley wine, and then aged in cherry brandy barrels for over a year. All right, so LB Lives barley wine, so I'll have to look up what that is from them. Now this is super awesome and curious to me. Cherry brandy barrels. I've had just brandy. I've had apple brandy, both like the liquids and barrel aging. I don't know if I've ever had cherry brandy barrel anything. That is exciting. Okay. I mean, I was already excited. But when it's new things, you just can't help but get a little bit more excited. Ooh, Pinot Grigio, Heartbeat, Barrel Age, a farmhouse ale. These were batched from 2021, 2021. This one's also 2021. A mixed fermentation, dry farmhouse ale with earthy, spicy, and barnyard notes. I love this already. Brewed especially for Carl. Carl, beer for you. That's awesome. Aged in Pinot Grigio barrels. Now, there's not an ABV listed where the other one's listed, so I don't know the ABV. So it'll be fun to figure out. We're only halfway there. Oh, they changed up the bottle format on me. All right, so Barrel Pull series. This is Barrel Pull number 1, 12% ABV. This is bottle number 58 of 150. So I feel like that's really awesome that you guys, send me one of those limited ones. This one I'll read the side just to figure out what it is. The Barrel Pull series brings you the unadulterated experience of sampling beer directly from the barrel, intentionally served still and uncarbonated. That is cool. None of the flavors are masked whatsoever. This is my way of being able to share the experience with you. Okay, so Keith is the one. I was going to ask them, and I wasn't even going to talk about it on the video. So Keith, and I assume he doesn't care if his last name's on the internet, but I won't say his last name till I confirm that. Paranoid teacher thing where I don't use my last name. Not that would matter. But anyway, it says Brewmaster, and he's the name that's on the box. So, all right. So Keith is the one who sent this off and is Brewmaster. So Barrel Pull number 1 is an Imperial Stout, Voyager 3, aged in an Scotch whiskey barrel. Layers of roast chocolate, oak whiskey, and peat. I love peat. Smoke make way for more subtle flavors of leather and toffee. I mean, it's funny because, depending on the time of year, sometimes people like to discover my channel because of me drinking barrel-aged beers, and, I love them. And the fact that I'm getting, such interesting, different, delicious-sounding beers from these guys, I'm just head over heels over this. All right, is this different? It is different because this is the double, and this one does not say double. So the Bergian Golden Ale, this is also from 2001. All right, so they're both batch 2001. This one's 12.7, whereas this one's 12. Anyway, this golden barley wine was brewed to honor a man proud of his roots in Taberg, New York. This beer is golden in color and loaded with rich caramel, toffee, honey, and sherry-like flavors. I love the sound of that. This beer is ready to drink now or aged indefinitely. I just can't. This is blowing my mind a little bit if I'm being honest. All right. And this makes sense. Not this makes sense, but a little callback to me talking before. This is an apple brandy beer. So again, I've had apple brandy before, so I am familiar with that. I like the cherry. This is a Scottish wee heavy, and this is batch 6. If I didn't say batch 6, my bad. Our anniversary beer, aged for a year in apple brandy barrels, 12% ABV, and this is from 2022. This, I believe, when I was looking at their website and their social media and stuff, and this makes sense because this is 2022 versus 21. This is the only one I saw that was a barrel aged, but they had a really nice tap list. It looked like from what I could see, and but anyway, it's. I mean, again, I love apple brandy. I actually have, I think, one of these, or did I drink it already? Over here, I have these different barrels. They're not all bourbon. Yeah. Oh, this one's just regular brandy. But anyway, I mentioned that because I had a year or two ago put some, do so many bourbon / whiskey barrel aged beers. I was maybe pull some the different barrel aged ones. Maybe I'll do a theme week. I never end up doing it. But anyway, I always wanted to do that. And I'm not saying I'm going to do this as a theme, because I like to, do a mix of beers and stuff and all that, But this is hitting on that idea of, wow, a bunch of different kinds of barrels, a bunch of different kinds of styles of beer. The variety, it's, you say barrel-aged beers, and maybe from that term alone, it doesn't sound particularly diverse. And then you see these styles in the different barrels, and it's like, wow, like that's a lot of, for 6 beers, that's a lot of differences and diversity. Even beers that sound like they'd be very similar, just a double version. But yeah, I think it's pretty clear how excited and stoked and happy I am right now. So thank you so much, Woodland. I really appreciate it, Keith, specifically. Thank you so much. I'm like really excited, and I don't know. I'll post this unboxing before I open any of them. So if people want to weigh in the comments, like, dude, you got to try this one first, put in the comment section below. Once you're done doing that, make sure you check me out on Instagram and on Tap. It's No Hype Beer Reviews at both those places. So please like, comment, subscribe, and most importantly, thank you again so much to Woodland. This is so absolutely amazing, awesome, and just kind of you. So I really appreciate it. Thank you. Cheers.